It was a typical afternoon at a bustling McDonald's. The aroma of fried foods and fresh coffee mingling in the air. Customers chatted, orders were called out, and life seemed as ordinary as ever until it wasn't. Suddenly, an argument broke out near the counter. Clara, a sharp-featured woman with an authoritative air, was locked in a heated exchange with Naomi, a poised young black woman. Tension crackled like static electricity. The once lively restaurant fell silent as all eyes turned to the altercation. "Why don't you just go back to where you came from?" Clara spat, her voice cold and cutting. Naomi's expression hardened, her voice calm but unyielding. "Excuse me, I was born here just like you. You don't get to talk to me that way." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Some patrons turned away, unwilling to engage, while others discreetly recorded the scene on their phones. Behind the counter, Jake, the nervous young manager, shifted from foot to foot, unsure of how to intervene. Amid the mounting tension, the jingle of the entrance bell cut through the air. Heads turned as none other than Donald Trump walked into the room. His demeanor was commanding yet calm, his presence instantly shifting the atmosphere. Surveying the scene, Trump wasted no time. "Excuse me, ladies," he said, his voice steady and firm. "What seems to be the problem here?" Caught off guard, Clara flushed a deep red but clung to her anger. "Mr. Trump, this person was being disrespectful." Naomi's response was resolute. "She made a racist comment, and I won't tolerate it." Trump nodded thoughtfully, his gaze moving between the two women. "Racism has no place in America," he declared, his voice carrying an undeniable authority. "We're a country of many backgrounds, many stories, and as Americans, we respect one another." The room hung on his every word. Clara's defiance faltered under his gaze. "You owe this young lady an apology," Trump added, his tone leaving no room for argument. After a tense pause, Clara mumbled, "I'm sorry." "Thank you," Naomi replied quietly. Trump smiled slightly, sensing the tension ease. "Nah," he said, addressing the room. "How about we all enjoy our meals? Life's too short for this kind of nonsense." While Clara retreated to her seat, subdued, Trump turned to Naomi. "You handled yourself with grace. Don't ever let anyone make you feel less than you are." Naomi nodded, a small smile softening her expression. But the drama of the day wasn't over. Naomi sat her day in a corner, her hands trembling slightly as she replayed the confrontation in her mind. Across the room, Clara sat her day stiffly, her arms crossed and her expression a mix of embarrassment and lingering anger. Meanwhile, Trump ordered a coffee and sat her day near the window, seemingly unbothered as he scrolled through his phone. His presence still captivated the room, with patrons whispering about whether they should approach him. Then, chaos erupted again. A man in a dark hoodie stormed into the restaurant, his movements sharp and agitated. Before anyone could react, he brandished a weapon. "Everyone stay where you are," he shouted, his voice trembling but loud enough to freeze the room. The man, barely older than 25, pointed the weapon at Jake. "Open the register now." Fear rippled through the crowd. Customers ducked under tables, some crying out. Clara shrieked, cowering in her seat, while Naomi instinctively shielded a young boy nearby. Only Trump remained seated, his expression calm but watchful. "Hey, King," Trump called out, his voice cutting through the chaos. The young man hesitated, startled. "What's your name?" Trump asked, leaning back as though the two were having a casual conversation. "What does it matter?" the man snapped, his grip on the weapon tightening. Trump's tone was steady, almost fatherly. "Because I've been around long enough to know people don't do things like this unless they're desperate. So, what's going on? What do you need?" The man faltered, the tension in the room shifting. For a moment, he seemed torn between his anger and something softer. "My name's Eric," he finally admitted, his voice cracking. "I didn't want to do this, but my mom's in the hospital. We can't afford her treatment." Trump nodded, his expression understanding. "Eric, what you're doing here won't solve that problem, but there are other ways that won't ruin your life." Tears welled in Eric's eyes as he looked around the room, seeing the fear and judgment on the faces of those around him. "I don't know what else to do," he whispered. "Put the weapon down," Trump said gently. "Let's figure this out together." After a long pause, Eric set the weapon on the counter. A collective sigh of relief swept through the restaurant. Jake quickly secured the weapon, and moments later, the police arrived. Trump intervened again, explaining the situation to the officers. "He's not a criminal," Trump insisted. "He's a kid who made a mistake." The officers treated Eric with care, listening as Trump outlined his story. As Eric was led away, Trump turned to the room. "This is what happens when we don't look out for each other," he said. "We need to be better as a community, better as a country." Naomi stood, her voice clear and strong. "He's right. We're so quick to judge, but we never stop to understand." Her gaze landed on Clara, not unkind but firm. "That goes for all of us." Clara, visibly moved, nodded. "I'm sorry," she said again, this time with genuine remorse. Naomi extended her hand. "Let's try to do better." Clara hesitated, then shook it. The room broke into quiet applause, the tension finally giving way to a sense of hope. As Trump left, a small crowd gathered to thank him. He waved them off with a smile. "I just did what anyone should do," he said. Back inside, Naomi and Clara Saturday together, sharing fries and stories. Eric, though facing consequences, found support from the community and Trump, who quietly arranged for his mother's medical bills to be paid. In the end, the day served as a powerful reminder, even in moments of darkness, compassion and understanding can light the way forward. Thank you for watching till the end. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you did, don't hesitate to like the video and share it with your friends, to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell for more fascinating stories. Have a nice day.